If you want to be prosperous and happy for the rest of your life, learn this lesson well. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I discovered this through personal experience. Income rarely exceeds personal development. Sure, sometimes life gives you a lucky break. But if you don't grow to the level where that money is, the money will come back down to where you are. That's how strange the game of life can be. If one day, any day, someone walks up to you and hands you $1 million, it may feel like everything in your life has suddenly changed. And at first glance, it may seem like that's true. Maybe it even is. You'll feel the rush, the possibilities, the imagined freedom, the temporary certainty that now, finally, you've made it. You might think, this is it. My life starts now. But let me tell you something most people never consider. The real question is not how much money you were given. It's not about the amount. It's not about the zeros. It's not even about the opportunity. The real question is this: have you become the kind of person who can live at the level of that money? Because if the answer is no, if your mindset is still rooted in limitation, if your habits are still undisciplined, if your character hasn't been forged by effort and growth, if your emotional maturity hasn't expanded to match the responsibility that comes with wealth, then that million that today makes your hands tremble with excitement will begin to disappear tomorrow. And no, it won't vanish like a flash in the night. It won't be stolen. It won't explode. It will drip away, slowly, silently, so subtly you won't even notice. You'll start spending on things you don't need. You'll try to buy happiness to fill a void that can't be filled with things. You'll give it away to people who never earned your trust, or you'll lose it in decisions made out of ego, pressure, or impulse. And you won't even realize it's happening until one morning you wake up and your bank account is thin, your relationships are strained, your peace is gone, and your sense of direction has collapsed. If you like Jim Rohn's advice, subscribe and give it a like. And you'll ask the question that haunts so many: where did it all go? And the answer will not be about the money. It will be about you. Because you hadn't become the person capable of holding that level of abundance. Because the outer gift was bigger than your inner growth. Because the opportunity arrived before the foundation was ready. And that's why someone once said, and said it wisely, if we took all the money in the world and divided it evenly among every person, it wouldn't be long before it all returned to the same pockets it came from. Why is that? Because money follows identity. Because wealth is not just a number. It's a reflection. It flows to the person who has learned to care for it, to understand it, to multiply it, and to use it wisely. Money gravitates toward order, toward clarity, toward purpose, and above all, toward character. It's not just about receiving wealth. Anyone can receive. Lottery winners receive. Inheritance recipients receive. But keeping it, multiplying it, turning it into a legacy, that requires a completely different kind of person. A true millionaire is not someone who simply has a lot of money in their account. A true millionaire is someone who has become the kind of individual, in mindset, in responsibility, in vision, in action, who knows how to create wealth, how to protect it, how to grow it, and most importantly, how to assign it a purpose greater than personal pleasure. So if life ever surprises you, if fortune knocks on your door unexpectedly and places abundance in your hands, you better make sure your personal development is ahead of your bank account, because if you haven't risen, the money will fall, and it will fall fast. Because life always seeks balance, and what you don't grow into, you will inevitably lose. Success, contrary to popular belief, is not something you chase. It's not something you chase with desperation, with hustle, with blind speed. It's not some butterfly you run around trying to catch. Success is not pursued. Success is attracted. It's drawn to the person you become. It arrives in your life in direct proportion to the strength of your character, the quality of your mindset, and the clarity of your vision. It's not a destination out there in the world, some mountaintop you stumble upon with enough luck or contacts. No, it is an internal reflection. It is what happens when the roots grow deep enough to support the height of the tree. True success is already inside you, waiting to be cultivated, to be uncovered, to be released. And here's the painful truth that many never hear. The most common reason people fail is not because they didn't work hard. It's not because they didn't want enough. It's not even because life was unfair. It's because they spent all their energy chasing things, positions, possessions, applause, and neglected the only thing that truly matters, themselves. Because real happiness, the kind that endures through time and trial, doesn't come from what you achieve, or what you buy, or even what you receive. It comes from what you become. Your car, your house, your title. None of that will hold if the person behind them hasn't grown, because what you are is what holds everything you have. And if you haven't grown on the inside, everything you build on the outside is built on sand. So the question is not, how can I make more money? The real question is, who do I need to become to attract, sustain, and honor what I say I want? That's the shift. That's the moment where everything begins. And it starts with you. Not tomorrow. Not when you're ready. Not when you get the job, the client, the funding, the opportunity. It starts now with a choice to grow. Who you are is what sustains what you have. If you don't grow on the inside, everything you gain on the outside will eventually crumble. Now, if you've made it this far, if this message has touched something within you, even just a little, and you're truly ready to begin a real change, then listen closely. Because what comes next is not a magic formula. If you like Jim Rohn's advice, subscribe and give it a like. It's not an empty promise. It's not temporary motivation. It's a path. It's a structure. It's 3 fundamental steps that, if you take them seriously, can change everything. The way you live, the way you think, the way you act. These 3 steps can transform your character, your destiny, your family, and your future. Because when you change, everything around you begins to change. Just like a tree bears fruit only when its roots are strong and healthy, you too will see fruit in your life. Once you start working from within, that's the law, and this is your opportunity. Are you ready? Step 1. Learn how life works. If you truly want to change your life, if you're genuinely ready to write a new story, the very first thing you must do is this. Learn how life works. Because you can't change what you don't understand. And you can't improve what you don't even know how it functions. Ignorance is not innocent. It's expensive. Life is principles, laws, invisible codes. And until you discover them, you will keep reacting instead of designing. You need ideas, not empty motivation, not fleeting emotion. Ideas, because there is nothing in this world that a powerful idea can't transform. A clear idea is like a spark in a dark mine. It shows you where you are and where you could go. Don't have money? That's not the real problem. Lack of money is just a symptom. The real problem is lack of ideas to generate it. And here's a truth that could change your path forever. Ideas don't fall from the sky. They are searched for, cultivated, studied. Want to succeed? Then study success. Don't guess it. Don't copy it from a distance. Study it. Read about the people who have achieved it. Understand their habits, their discipline, their decisions. Want wealth? Then dedicate yourself to learning how wealth is created. Not how it is spent, but how it's produced, protected, and multiplied. Want happiness? Then don't sit around waiting for it. Study happiness. Understand its origin, its internal roots. Discover what strengthens it and what habits destroy it. Many people go through life hoping that something will change magically, but not you. You will make your personal growth a daily discipline. Don't leave your life to chance. Make your transformation a serious study. And here's the key. Do it every day, not just when you feel motivated. Do it like someone tending fertile soil, knowing that the harvest comes with patience. Spend at least 30 minutes a day, no excuses, reading. But don't read just anything. Read something that feeds you, challenges you, lifts you. Something positive, inspiring, demanding. Something that forces you to think beyond what you've lived up to now. And when you find a powerful idea, don't let it slip away. Write it down. Don't trust your memory. Store it. Own it. Read it again. Meditate on it. Return to it. Repeat, 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 because repetition is what allows an idea to take root. And once that idea takes root inside you, it begins to bloom in your reality. Ideas that first live in your thoughts, then become decisions, and finally, transform your way of living. That's how change begins. That's how a story is rewritten. Not by rushing, not by shouting, not by improvising, but by understanding how life works. and then aligning your life to that design. Step 2, get to work. Now that you know what matters, now that you have ideas, now that you understand that success is not pursued, but attracted, it's time for the most important part. Act, move, get to work. And I'm not talking about just staying busy. I'm not talking about filling your day with random tasks. I mean intentional work, disciplined, conscious action aimed at a new personal direction. Ask yourself this with complete honesty. What could you force yourself to start doing tomorrow that has the power to change your entire life? I'm not talking about a fantasy. I'm talking about a concrete decision. A small shift that, if sustained over time, could completely redefine your destiny. And the most powerful thing about this is that possibility should excite you, because at any moment, you can choose to change direction. At any moment, you can build a new habit, a new perspective, a new way of speaking to yourself, treating yourself, disciplining yourself. It all begins with small things. You don't need to change the world tomorrow. You need to make a list, make a decision, take one action. If you like Jim Rohn's advice, subscribe and give it a like, because every great transformation is built on small disciplines. And every discipline you practice is like a muscle you're strengthening. And those muscles, the internal ones, the invisible ones, are the ones that prepare you for the big challenges that life will inevitably throw at you. If you don't train now, when the storm comes, you won't have the strength to endure it. But if you start today, if you are consistent with the small things, you will be ready when the big ones arrive. Don't wait for someone to come save you. Don't rely on someone else to light your fire. Motivate yourself, because the only motivation that truly transforms lives is the one that comes from within. And if you're still waiting for someone to wake you up, to discipline you, to push you, you have a deeper issue, because that someone might never come. So then what's your plan? Rely on chance or rely on yourself? The decision is simple and powerful. Now, some people just keep learning. They fill themselves with books, theories, pretty quotes, but they don't do anything with it. They just accumulate knowledge like someone who fills a warehouse with tools they never use. And with time, they become useless wise people. People who know a lot, but do very little. Let me be clear. Knowledge that doesn't lead to action isn't wisdom. It's baggage. But if your learning moves you, shakes you, pushes you to act, then that learning becomes power. And eventually, it becomes prosperity. And I'm not just talking about money, though that too. I'm talking about something deeper. Prosperity in your character, in your leadership, in your influence on others, in your ability to create value where there once was emptiness. So if today you already have clarity, if you now understand how life works, then this is your next big step. Get to work every day. No excuses. Make yourself a project under constant construction, with discipline, with direction, with purpose, because action is what turns dreams into reality. Step 3, don't try to cheat the system. Now that you have the ideas, now that you decided to take action, it's time for a warning. A warning that could save you years of frustration. A warning many people ignore, and that's why they fail. Don't try to cheat the system. Yes, it's true. We live in a world that worships speed. Everything must be quick, instant, efficient. We want results without process, rewards without effort, and success without personal transformation. So, what do many people do? They learn just enough, the surface level, the bare minimum to start cutting corners, to appear instead of be, to show results before growing roots. They begin to skip steps, take shortcuts, wear masks. They sell illusions. They live off appearances. And maybe that works for a while, but eventually everything cheap falls apart. Because if you look for cheap answers, easy formulas, shortcuts to avoid inner work, you'll end up living a life just as cheap, unstable, empty, without substance. Cheap doesn't just mean poor quality. Cheap often costs you your integrity, your self-respect, your solidity as a person. That's why, if you truly want a life of value, do things right, even if it seems slower, even if it feels like others are getting ahead, because real success has no shortcuts. It has structure, it has process, it has coherence between who you are inside and what you project on the outside. Do it right, even if it hurts, even if it tires you, even if you don't see immediate results. Because when you do the right thing, even if it's harder, even if it's slower, the reward always comes. And not just any reward, a solid one, a lasting one, a respected one. Don't sell your soul for quick wins. Don't trade your principles for urgency. Don't sacrifice what's right just because something else seems easier. Because the easy path almost always leads to difficult places. And the right path, though hard at first, leads to a life of purpose, peace, and real success. And if one day you have to choose between doing what's easy or doing what's right, always choose what's right. Now, if I could sit across from you, face to face, no cameras, no audience, no pretending, and I had just a couple of minutes to speak to you from the heart, this is what I'd say. This year, this moment, this stage of your life is a unique opportunity. Go within, pause, be still, and search in that place you almost never visit. The place where your gifts have been waiting, those talents you've ignored, those passions you buried out of fear, that version of yourself you once dreamed of being, but gave up on out of comfort, routine, or insecurity. Bring it back. Claim it. Let it live. This is the year you can change. Not because someone pressures you, not because you're forced to, but because you choose to. Is there something that hurts? Something you know isn't working? A cycle that keeps repeating? A life that no longer represents you? Then do it. Change what needs to be changed, because you can. And here's the most important part. You don't have to keep being the person you were yesterday, unless you choose to. You are not doomed to repeat your story. You are not trapped in a fixed version of yourself. You are free, and every day, with every decision, you are sculpting your future. So let me ask you one simple but powerful question. What will you do tomorrow that will make a real difference in your life? Don't answer with theory. Answer yourself with action. One action, one that you can execute. No excuses. Because if you do nothing, tomorrow will be the same, as predictable as yesterday. And the next 5 years will look exactly like the last 5. Same habits, same fears, same results. Unless, and listen closely, you make a decision, an honest decision, a firm decision, a decision that doesn't depend on the government, the market, your boss, or your past. A decision that depends solely on you. You can change everything, radically, from the inside out. Or you can change one thing, one small action that begins a chain of transformation. And if that feels like too much, then just change something. Anything, but change. Because the most important truth I can leave you with today is this. At any moment, if you choose to, you can change your entire life. Not tomorrow. Not when you have more money. Not when the conditions are perfect. Now, the power is within you. And the moment is now. Now it's your turn. Leave me a comment and answer yourself with courage. What's that one thing you know you need to change, and that you will start today? Don't write it for me. Write it for yourself. Make that comment your first step toward a new version of who you are. I'll be reading. If you've made it this far, it's no coincidence. Something inside you wants to change. Something inside you knows you can't keep living with the same excuses, the same habits, the same limitations. So do something real now. If this message made you reflect, if it made you question yourself, if it touched a part of you you've been avoiding, subscribe to the channel. This space isn't just about money or success. It's about helping you transform, grow from within, and build real results on the outside. Click like if this message resonated with you. Because when you engage, this message can go further. And believe me, someone out there needs to hear this, just like you needed it today. And if you know someone, even just one person, who feels stuck, who's dimmed their light, who has forgotten what they're capable of, share this. You might be the reason that person wakes up. Subscribe, leave a comment, share this video. Because growth is not a destination. It's a daily decision. And today, you've just taken a step. The next one is up to you.